Hello everyone, I hope you can hear me and see me. Please respond in the comments if you can see and hear. Uh, so, so, I know there is going to be a lag between when I'm speaking and when you're commenting on the video. So please do comment if you can see me and hear me clearly so that we can start away with the session. So this session is going to be about IPMAT preparation strategy, and pretty much we have detailed everything that we are going to discuss in this uh, slide that you can see right next to what you can see next to my video. So one second. So yes, we can hear and see. Fantastic. So great. Uh, super, super. So we will start ahead with the session without much further ado. So we are going to discuss a bunch of things about IPMAT. Previously, there used to be only one IPMAT session. Now there are uh, two IPMAT sessions, and then um, we have I am Rohtak and I am Indore conducting the same. And then what should be the eligibility criteria? What does the exam contain? How many people take? How tough it is compared to your IIT JEEs of the world, or even NEET of the world? And what is the syllabus? How do you prepare for this exam? All of these put together. This session is going to be a strategy on what do you how do you approach this exam. It's going to be uh, this session entirely about. So if you have any questions, please post in the chat. I will keep looking at it once in a while. So yeah, that is there. Also, this is our new channel for I 2IM's channel for IPMAT and CLAT put together. Definitely hit on the subscribe button. It matters a lot to us. Every subscription matters. If you click on the subscribe button every time we have a session, you will get notified on your YouTube app, or whenever you are on your YouTube, you will get information whenever we post some relevant piece of information. So no downside to clicking on subscribe button. So please do that. Uh, so we'll start with what is IPMAT. IPMAT is Integrated Program in Management. Right? IPM is Integrated Program in Management. IPMAT is the test, Integrated Program in Management aptitude test, if I'm not mistaken. Right? What should be the eligibility criteria? The eligibility criteria: someone should be maximum. There is a maximum limit, not a minimum limit. So you cannot be more than 20 years old to apply for this exam. Right? Which means they are restricting this to people who are really just out of plus two or a year later, but not more than that. You cannot complete your graduation and apply for this. So remember that, have that in your mind. And there's a restriction of 60% minimum score required in your 10th standard and 12th standard exam. If you don't have that, and if you are a general candidate student, then you cannot apply for this exam. Remember that. And both of these offer a BBA and a MBA put together. So this is equivalent of your sandwich course, equivalent of your double dual degree in put together in one. So you complete your BBA and then go on to do your MBA. One thing I heard from a student, one of our student studying in IIM Rohtak, is that after your 3 years get over, you can choose to come out of IIM Rohtak and get into a better IIM or do something else with your life. That is possible. So you will come out with a BBA degree from IIM Rohtak or whoever is offering that degree, and then you can continue to do. You can choose to say, "Hey, I'm going to finish my MBA at IIM Rohtak, or I'm going to do it somewhere else, or I'm going to do something else." So that is possible. So the idea behind the IPM Integrated Program in Management is it integrates a BBA and a MBA degree. So Yes, like Rajesh mentioned, please post your questions. We will be answering your questions as well. Right. So what is the exam pattern? The exam pattern is kind of straightforward. Two different exams, uh, slightly two different pattern. So indoor has a different pattern, 100 questions. So 40 math multiple choice questions and 20 short answer questions. In CAT, what you might call it as TITA, type in the answer type of questions, is what is short answer questions in uh, IM indoors IPM exam. So there are no negative marks for those questions. Your multiple choice question will carry negative marks. I believe there is +4 and -1 mark. We will get there soon. Right, 40 minutes, 40 minutes, and 40 minutes for this entire thing, for IM indoors paper. And IM Rohtak is very similar, except for the part where there is something called as data interpretation inside quants in IM indoors paper. So there is no specialized data interpretation or logical reasoning section in IM indoor, but there will be 5 questions or so, or maybe 10, but not 40. Right? In quant, you will have data interpretation questions as a part of your quant in IM indoors paper. IM Rohtak does not test you on data interpretation, but it tests you on logical reasoning. So you have a quant MCQ which is exactly same as IM indoors paper, and then your verbal ability is also same as IM indoor paper, but instead of short answers in quants, you have logical reasoning. So there's a different section which needs a different thought process and approach to prepare for this. IM indoors paper, how tough, how easy, we will get there, but IM indoor is definitely more coveted than IM Rohtak's IPM exam. In some sense, we also wonder why haven't all other IMs brought about an IPM program yet. So there is a question that I have in my head. I don't know about how many people, how big is the market for this, how many students are eager to take up this IP-MAT. Not very sure, but I think the competition is not as tough as IIT or JEE. Definitely not that tough. Again, the idea being, people who are really clear about what they really want to do 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, uh, think about IPM, or people who think of it as, hey, this is one another fantastic avenue to hedge my bets. IIT-JEE might or might not work out. BITS might or might not work out. VIT might or might not work out. I'm applying for 8 different places. I'll apply to this as well, and maybe this is a good hedge. If I get there, then I'll take it up. So there are both types of candidates who apply for this exam. So that is something you need to remember. Again, how do you prepare and all of that, we'll get there. Regarding the marks given, your correct answers is +4, negative marks is -1 for any MCQ. For short answer, there are no negative marks. This is a mistake. This has to be +4, if I'm not wrong. This is also +4, not +1. This is +4. This is 0. The only difference between MCQ and short answers is that your short answers won't carry negative marks. That is the only difference. So every question across the two exams carry +4 mark and -1 mark. One difference being your short answers does not carry negative marking. Otherwise, pretty much same marking scheme for both the papers. This is the trend for how many people have taken this exam. So about 20,000 people, thereabouts of 20,000. It started with 4,000, 5,000 people. Now they have about 20,000 people applying for this exam year after year. So that is the trend for how many people are taking this exam. This year, could it go to 40,000? Maybe. Will it stay at 20,000? Maybe. I'm sure it is not going to go down to 5,000. Now we'll look at IPMAT syllabus. Okay. So what is common between, see, you're preparing for multitude of exams, right? Most of your preparation in some sense will be covered by your all your engineering entrance exams. If you are looking forward to taking up engineering entrance exams, if you are a BCom grad, sorry, if you are a commerce student, account student in your +1 +2, non math in your higher secondary, then again you shouldn't have any reason to really worry about, because the syllabus that they test is very close to high school syllabus. There could be some differences. We will get into that. So what is common, what is tested in Indore and Rohtak is arithmetic. What do you call arithmetic? Your averages, percentages, profit and loss, time, speed, distance, races, mixtures, ratio, proportions. These are ideas that you might call as arithmetic. And then you have your algebra, and then geometry, number theory, and modern math. These are five major chunks that are being tested. IIM Indore has told us more or less saying integration and differentiation, but has never tested so far. Matrices and determinants has appeared in IIM Indore's paper year after year. So that is it. For IIM Indore, obviously, like it has been mentioned, for the MCQ questions and the short answer type question, the syllabus is exactly one and the same. Only difference being, do you have options that you can pick and choose, or do you not have options, but you have an empty space where you have to type your answer? More like click your answer, but that is what they say, type your answer. So, so that is it. Logical reasoning, they have given a bunch of ideas as these could be good starting points if you are looking at logical reasoning, right? Blood relations, arrangements, syllogisms, games, tournaments, right? Your blood relations is, they'll tell you somebody is related to somebody, whose father's son's daughter is this, how is A related to B. That is how blood relation go. Syllogisms is all Wednesdays are Sundays, some Sundays are Tuesdays, all Wednesdays are Tuesdays, and then they'll give you two statements where you have to either say statement one is true or two is true, either are true, both true, neither are true. So this type of question is called a syllogism. Most of these are standard templatized logical reasoning puzzles. These are not going to be tough. Logical reasoning in, especially in IIM Rohtak, at least I don't know about, I can't predict about 2021, but so far in these many years, it has never been tough. It has been a cakewalk. So this is a scoring section. You should definitely prepare really well. If you're keen on IPM, you should prepare really well for a logical reasoning and make sure you nail this section. Verbal ability, what is common? The theme in general is reading comprehension, because reading comprehension forms the major chunk. And then there are ideas like paragraph completion, where uh, three four lines are given, and then four options are given. You're supposed to choose which statement will complete the paragraph that is given. And then you have word jumbles, para jumbles, word usage. So what is the usage of the word in this context, right? And then there are words that are jumbled, you figure that out. And then paragraph jumble is, you'll be given five statements, and the statements are not in the right order. You find out 5 4 3 2 1 1 2 3 8 5 4. So you do that and arrange the words in sentences in sequence so that they form a coherent paragraph. That is paragraph jumble. And then they also have some questions on vocabulary, idioms and phrases, synonyms and antonyms and all of that. But in my opinion, you shouldn't be too worried about it. It is not going to be like what an English literature student can understand. Not going to be at that level. It's going to be, uh, I wouldn't call it straightforward, but it's not going to be complicated, is my opinion. So you need to check your basic grammar, your idioms and phrases, and then meanings, opposites, and then sentence correction. Where if the sentence is given with some errors, maybe there are no errors, you need to choose which part of the statement has an error and fix the error. Right? So this is the syllabus for verbal ability, and this is common for both the exams. Rohtak and Indore have the same syllabus per se for this. So how do you prepare for IPMAT? Right? Your math is, you prepare for the topics given, you take enough marks, you go through your basics well, you're through. Right? There's nothing complicated in terms of how you prepare for your math. It's same for short answers as well. And then your logical reasoning, you go through the template based questions. You solve a lot of questions and then you're through. For your verbal ability, one part of it is what your school curriculum has taught you across the years. The other part is how comfortable are you reading something, understanding something, right? Um, if you are thinking about where do I start reading, check out Bharat's reading list. You will find fabulous articles. Uh, read a lot. If there are many students who naturally are very comfortable reading a lot of books. They have done a lot of reading. They'll be the most comfortable in the VRC section. Even if not, it is never too late. You can still pick up couple of books and make sure you spend some time. Don't spend too much time on this, but make sure you read an article a day. Maybe 3 articles in a week, but keep doing this so that overall your language skills, comprehension, and everything boosts up. So that is how you prepare for your IPMAT. So, is the preparation strategy same for indoor and Rohtak? I don't think so. You prepare for indoor, Rohtak gets covered. What do you mean by that? Indoor is tougher, competition is tougher, the paper is also tougher compared to Rohtak. Right? Your quant is tougher, your inequalities, logarithms, functions, exponents, all of these are tested heavily. Heavy duty math happens in IM indoors paper. IM Rohtak is slightly on the easier side. They test more on averages and percentages and profit and loss. And the paper is less complicated than IM indoors paper. So that is there. So the strategy is pretty much same to start with. One usually IM indoors exam happens, and then 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, Rohtak exam happens. So once your indoor exam gets over, until your IM indoor exam is there, you also prepare for your data interpretation. Once that gets over, you dump data interpretation and then you pick up logical reasoning, and then from there you take it up to your IM Rohtak. Do common students face any difficulty? Students who don't have PCMB in their plus one plus two, do they face any difficulty? I don't think so. I really don't think so. If anything, in my opinion, they have a better chance at nailing this exam, cracking this exam, because they don't have 18 other things to really worry about. They have 4 5 serious exams that they are focusing on, and in some sense their subjects don't have practicals, they don't have record writing. They can save a bunch of time there and invest it heavily in preparing for exams like this and make it work really well for them. But all that being said and done, is the syllabus against commerce students? Definitely no. Matrices and indices maybe, but you can pick that up in less than 2 weeks. Everything else, whatever you have studied until your 10th standard, not in your plus one and plus two. So remember that. Which answers point number three. Is 11th and 12th standard math required for clearing IPMAT examination? I really don't think so. I don't think so. So remember that this is not a tough exam. There is going to be competition. There's going to be large number of people. Obviously lesser than the more mainstream exams. But if you are keen on this, you should give it a shot. So remember that. So this is as far as I wanted to cover in terms of what is this entire exam about. Demystify the exam and then say, hey, these are the three things that are there. So please, if you are keen on doing an MBA, if you are thinking about, I in my life I don't want to be an engineer. Maybe I want to be an engineer, but any which way I'm going to end up doing an MBA. Or I think business is something that I like. I'm interested in finance. I'm interested in marketing. Like 15 years ago, we did not have these options. I'm feeling old because I finished my 10th standard in 2005. I finished my plus two in 2007, about 13 years ago. So we did not have these options. Neither did someone tell us, hey, your career path could be this and then this. All we were told was engineering is there. You want to, all the reasonable guys take up engineering, go for it. So I took up engineering. Right. And then when I was finishing engineering, I realized maybe engineering is not enough to go places uh, in life. So I'm like, okay, maybe I should do an MBA. Then in my final year, I started thinking about maybe I should do an MBA. And then I worked in a bunch of places, and then with 2IM, and then I went on to do my MBA. But right now the exposure level children have at their 10th standard 12th standard level is phenomenal. So remember that it you will you if you are more informed, better or easier the decision is for you. It could be both ways, but in my opinion it is easier because you are not missing out on something. You can might as well apply for this exam and give it a good shot and then see where it takes you. Right. Another, I will answer all the questions given in the chat as well, asked in the chat as well. Before that, I want to mention, as mentioned in the pinned comment, we have slashed our prices heavily on account of COVID. This is, in some sense, our way of giving back to the community. So, if please check out our courses. The course link will be available in the description. Someone will also post it in the chat as we speak. So please check it out. If you have not yet subscribed, high time you check it out. You don't have to buy. Check out about 40 hours of content available for free. Please check it out and see, is this something that might work out for me? Maybe should I consider this seriously and then see where it takes me. Right. So remember that. Um, so now answering questions. When do you think? My guess is as good as your guess, but usually year after year this will be in end of April, early May is what happens usually. New education policy, what will be the impact? I don't think there's a big impact. If see, let's assume if your IIMs, there were recently there was chatter about IIMs being stripped out of their recognition that was provided by the government. Even if that happens, they were already giving PGDM. And for example, IIM Indore before it could offer MBAs was offering PGDM, and for their IPM students, they offered a BBA from IGNO and then topped it off with a PGDM from IIM Indore. They'll go back to doing that if that is there. CAT 2022 classroom program launch. CAT 2022, you're way too soon, my friend. If you want, we obviously we'll have a classroom program for CAT starting this Jan 9th in Velachery and Gopalapuram. So please ping us, reach out to us. info@2im.com is the email ID through which you can reach out to us. We'll be happy to have a chat with you and see what we can do to you. Right. End of April, yes, that is what I think. Again, this year, because the board exams might be shifted, might be pulled, and there are logistical issues and all of that. So if that happens, then all bets are off. But I guess my gut feel says latest by May, June, tentatively, which is also in some sense good for you because you have a lot of time to prepare. It's not not last case. You still have time to prepare. Practice in Feb, it'll be okay. It should be okay. Learn a lot and then think about practicing papers, solving papers, and all of that, because learning matters more than just taking a bunch of marks. So learn things from your basics and then use that to boost your preparation based on taking lot of marks. Right? From now, how can I start preparing? Please rewind. We have answered in detail about how do you prepare for this exam. How and when do I apply for them? Keep following our channel. Please click on subscribe. We will post any information the moment we get information on IIM Indore and IIM Rohtak whenever their notifications are released. If you have any reasonable newspaper reading habit, they will give you your notification on newspaper, usually in print. So definitely follow us. We will let you know when the notification is out, when you should apply for this exam and everything. Or the other way of doing it is following um, us, so that we post information whenever information becomes available. Right. Need more details about the online course? How can I reach out over the phone? we have our numbers plastered everywhere. I hope someone will post the number here as well. So you can reach out to us through these numbers. You can reach out to us. We will be really happy to answer your questions if you have any. I, if you have any further questions, feel free to ask. Uh, like I mentioned, please hit subscribe. It matters a lot to us. And someone asked, will this video be available? It will be available, so you can watch this later as well. And there is a fantastic offer running on our IPMAT course. I wouldn't call it an offer, more of a price slash has happened on account of COVID and on account of our way of. We thought, hey, maybe we'll do this to give back to the community. So our courses that were priced at 35,000 is right now available at a much lower price. If you are keen on thinking about IM indoor, it is a no-brainer. Try. You should try and see if it works for you, and then you can obviously sign up if you like how we teach, what we teach, and all of that. What should be my prime focus? There is no one prime focus. You need to score across sections. They might even have um, sectional cutoffs. I'm not sure about it, but you should think about scoring across the sections. Uh, it is for CAT and IPM same. It is not. So CAT is going to be different from IPM. If you are thinking about CAT, take up a CAT course. If you are thinking about IPM, take up the IPM course. Quantitative or verbal? Verbal is most likely a scoring section. You get it right, you nail it. Quant is more of what everybody runs behind and people naturally get, so you can't leave it on the table as well. You got to score at least a certain number so that you clear your cutoff for quants as well, right? So all the best, guys. Cheers. Best wishes from all of us here at 2IM. And 2020 is about to end. We wish you a very happy new year from all of us here at 2IM. All the best. Thank you for uh, attending this session. All the best. Cheers, guys. Best wishes.